What are some pro tips for our listeners?
Yeah, there's the pre-tips, and then there's the pro tips when you're in it, right? So the pre-tips is start earlier than the start of your fast day, right? We're fasting next Tuesday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. till Friday, December 5th at 6 p.m. If that's the first time you ever touch fasting in your life and you eat a standard American diet, it's probably going to be rough. It'll probably be a lot more challenging than somebody that started this way and primed themselves to be for their body to be ready for it when they do it. That doesn't mean it's impossible for you. It just means it's going to be harder. You're going to experience more of the latent benefits of it than you will some of the immediate benefits. So, starting with gradually walking into it, building that fasting muscle with an intermittent fast. That's what he lays out in his program, and I followed his 8-week program. I lost 45 pounds in 8 weeks following his program. Printed out his grocery list, followed the whole 8-week process, and it was transformational to do that. I haven't gone back and done that again, that 8-week program exactly as it's laid out since that time, but I've kept the weight off, and it's really encouraged me to then create the routine and discipline, again, on eating well, carrying what I put into my body, fasting well, and feasting well as a rhythm of life. So, if you're not going to read the book, if you're not going to do his whole 8-week program, what do you do prior to? We'll start intermittent fasting, something like a 16-hour no eating window. That's basically where you skip breakfast and have maybe, afford you, even depending on when you eat dinner the night before, even an earlier lunch. And then you have an 8-hour eating window where you don't try to gorge yourself and get all the calories you would in a normal time period, but you eat your normal meals during that 8-hour window. So you can start with that. Again, it's allowing your body some time to be able to say, oh, this is new. I have to learn how to be hungry and to deal with hunger, and that fat burning system starts to come awake a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we might be needed, right? So that's the first place to start. If you want to start this sort of at the smallest level, then you could do one meal a day. This is something like a 24, so 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating. And then there's your 24-hour fast, right? Then you get your 3-day, which we're doing, the 5-day, the 7-day, more extended fasts. And you can build up there really by building in this cycle or rhythm. So Nick, your practical encouragement to guys that are coming with us this round is to do a couple of fasts and then to be additionally mindful of eating well prior to. So eating a fat-rich diet, limiting carbs and sugar, especially simple carbs. These are your cereals, oats, flours, etc., to be able to start priming your body of, hey, you're living in more of a fat environment, right? And a limited carb environment. Even then, when you're eating, your body needs to figure out how to burn fat as fuel. And that can become really important. Then when you're in it, what does that look like, right? My dad gave me this tip when he was learning how to fast during Lent. And a buddy of his told him, every time you experience hunger, just drink water and give yourself something. And that's been incredibly helpful for me is changing the hunger cue. Again, we experience these things and we subscribe really negative connotations towards it rather than like, oh, I'm hungry. My body probably could use a drink. And being able to reframe around that can be a really helpful way to be able to do that. When you're fasting, you want to drink as much water as you can possibly. It also helps flush out your system, your bowels, your intestines, your stomach, etc. So that's really helpful and practical to clear out your digestive system. And it provides the necessary hydration for your cells to continue to work at functioning. You don't want to go a long time without giving yourself the necessary hydration. That's when fasting could get bad for you. So we tell guys, drink as much water as you possibly can. Always have water with you during the day. Be drinking it frequently. Nick, I don't remember an exact like liter or gallon amount on that.
Gallon's good. I mean, because you're not doing carbohydrates, Like you're going to lose a lot of weight, y'all, and also don't be discouraged because you're going to put it back on. The main weight you're losing initially right away is water because you don't have carbohydrates, right? Which carbohydrates hold water in your body. If you don't have those, you're going to so definitely. I mean, I would say a gallon a day if you can, and just like you said, constantly be sipping it throughout the day.
Yeah, and so we we encourage a no sugar, no carb, or no calorie, rather electrolyte. In addition to the water, I try to do that twice a day, like morning and then evening is generally where I find myself needing it most, especially for the cognitive functioning.